Whatever.
Hey, this is Laura Gilson. I want to talk to you today about why am I not experiencing abundance in my life. I want you to take a look at this field that I'm standing in. You can probably see it. You remember in the last one I asked you to question, what does abundance look like for me? Well, now I'm saying the question I want you to consider this time is, why am I not experiencing abundance? Now, this is an uncultivated field. I grew up on a farm in Idaho, and in my dad's farm, he had certain fields where he planted hay, certain fields where he planted grain, and then he had, areas of fields that he just let grow. Whatever showed up, showed up. He watered it because he used that as grazing land, so he had his animals. It served a purpose for him. But never once did my dad walk out the door and go to that uncultivated field and stand there and say, where is my grain or my hay? He understood that whatever showed up and landed in that space and grew was what it was. I submit to you, sometimes in our life, this uncultivated field is us. And yet sometimes we walk out or we wake up one day and we go, why does my life look full of weeds and potholes and rocks and all of these things? Maybe it's because we have let our lives become a place of uncultivation. Maybe it's because we haven't set out with intention and purpose and have been able to identify and intentionally live and plant what we wanted to live and plant. If you wanted to go somewhere, let's say like I'm going to go to Philadelphia, and you go to MapQuest and you would say, I want to go to Philadelphia. How do I get to Philadelphia? The first thing they'd say is, well, where are you? And you say, it doesn't matter where I am. I want to get to Philadelphia. Well, there would be no way for you to be able to create the map to get there. So you have to know where you are before you can really embrace where you're going. So I'm going to ask you today to take a paper and a pencil and sit down and just ask yourself a few questions. Where am I? Where am I in my finances? Where am I in my relationships? Where am I in my body? Where am I in my spiritual life? Am I living in an uncultivated field? Or am I living with purpose? Am I cultivating the things in my life that I want? Am I planting the seeds that will produce the fruit that I want? Or am I just kind of living and taking whatever shows up for me with not real intent or purpose? As you can see, I don't know about this, but uncultivated land on the farm where I grew up served a purpose. It fed the animals. So it had its place, and maybe sometimes of our life we have uncultivated spaces. But for those of us who want to show up and question and wonder why we don't have prosperity, the first place we need to look is within. What am I doing that is going to provide a purpose and direction? And so I'm going to invite you to just take that activity, get a clue about who you are and where you are and how that looks for you in your life. Maybe you can choose to plant a flower or take out a few rocks. Just change it up to make it look like something that you would want for your life, and then absolutely help you to prepare a roadmap to get from here of uncultivation to the place of prosperity that we talked about in our last video. So this is Laura Gilson. I'm encouraging you to embrace abundance and prosperity and plant what you want.